Letters for the 22nd of August 2019. Forever One says, did you see the new information about YouTube not allowing messages after September 18th? I did punk this up on TechCrunch. Yeah, apparently YouTube is shutting down a in-app, I guess the phone app messaging feature that allows you to chat with your friends. To be honest with you, I have never used that. So I'm old. I do chat with people with Facebook Messenger and stuff like that, but I've never used YouTube to do any significant chatting. I don't know, man. YouTube, well, you know what? Whatever YouTube does, it's a complete mystery. I don't think even YouTube knows what it's doing half the time, you know? New Nomadic writes, I'm baffled. I've been full-time RVing for just over a year, retired with a generous pension and health care, and live frugally. The RV I travel in, I've owned free and clear since 2005. I spend as much time as possible in one place, both to save money on fuel and to experience the area I'm in. I'm sure if I changed rigs every few years or were on the road more, filling my tank constantly, I'd be broke. Not to mention more inherent repairs with more miles. Maybe I made the wrong career choice. Capiche, Davy Pooh? Well, you know, there are lots of reasons why people live in their RVs. Yeah, you know, maybe they like to spend one place spend time in one place for a while and enjoy it. Maybe just casually move now and then, or maybe they want to constantly move. I can understand why people would want to stay in one place for a while and get a little bit of, I don't know, it feel like normal living. You kind of get used to the area. I mean, if you're constantly changing, you know, it's like here in Athens. You know, I came here to stay with Barb back in February. I've been here half a year now. But anyway, it's been good. But it's, you know, I'm going to be moving on pretty soon. But anyway, takes you a while to learn the area. You don't learn it in the week or two or three. All the little weird stores and the cool places to hike. It can take you 2 or 3 months. And I certainly can understand why somebody would want to stay somewhere, even if they're living in an RV or a van or something for a while. But at the same time, everybody's got their own thing. The bottom line is what I say is YouTube. You know, if you're doing YouTube, you got to be putting out compelling video. All right, you got to be doing interesting things. And if all you're going to do is stay in one place or hang out with the same people over and over and over again, you kind of lose that. I don't know. You know, there are going to be a certain people that like you personally, are going to probably watch everything you do, but if you really want to grow your channel, you're going to have to move around and do interesting things, I would think. Coin Toss Selection says, why do you, me, focus on RV losers instead of the decent people living that lifestyle? Well, it's the drama. Decent people living the lifestyle, they don't have any drama. They get up, they pay their bills, they fix their vehicles, they have a nice day. The losers, I mean, not the losers, let's not call them losers, but the reason I focus on who I focus is because they're fascinating, they're oddly compelling, and, you know, I mean, that's truth, you know? They're weird, they're strange, they're fun to watch, they got drama, that's why. Rip Snorton writes, man, that lady, the crying lady needs to get back to the home base. I would advise, you know, I have anxiety. I do have a lot of anxiety. I don't like driving long distances on highways, especially interstate highways. I do not physically, emotionally like it. I don't mind being at point A and then being at point B, but that distance between A and B, especially if it's an interstate highway with a lot of trucks, I don't like that. Okay, I got anxiety. Yeah, I would advise somebody who has high anxiety. Remember the Mel Brooks movie, High Anxiety? If you have that, yeah, maybe a mobile lifestyle where you're out on the road in the middle of nowhere with no cell phone service and you break down. That's not a good thing. I admire people who face up to their anxiety and do things. I think that's good. You got to do that. But at the same time, I don't know, man. Everybody's got their own way of doing things, and you got to figure that out. If your traveling is causing you high anxiety, maybe you should think of something else. You know, I don't know, or at least that's not good. Green's Van Ventures, that's what we were talking about. She's every night, like sunset, she hears a grunting noise. "Rrr," and then it kind of goes away. And she's thinking it might be a bear. JB says, maybe she's hearing Sasquatch. I joked. I said, maybe she's hearing Elvis Travels. Is the Lisa Marie around? There it is! Yeah, Sister Earth has got this right. I've suffered from panic attacks. I don't think the first thing I would do is pull up my camera and document it for all to see. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, that's not the first, oh, I gotta show everybody my panic attack. You know, I'm a guy, I don't cry when I have panic attacks. I don't cry, I just get kind of like, you know, I get kind of, but I gotta pull up my camera. Oh my goodness, Ox writes, today is Lion's birthday too. He's also 40. So we have Black Bigot, Lamont, who's 40 today, and the Lion 227 is also 40 today. They're both the exact same age. Well, wow. They should do a birthday celebration together. I think Black Bigot should drive up to Pennsylvania there and hang out with the Lion 227, and that would be fun. I would like to see that. That would be a good combination. Coley Hope, a full-time RVer having an anxiety attack because they're stranded in the middle of nowhere, is like someone with acrophobia. Acrophobia, applying for a job, agoraphobia, what is it? Yeah, the fear of heights, is that, whatever that is. Applying for a job cleaning windows on a skyscraper. I have that fear too. I don't want to, I wouldn't go up in that balloon at Disney Springs. She needs to find something else to do with her life because this isn't working out. Yeah, you know, I guess it all depends on how often the anxiety comes and, you know, whether you can deal with it. You know, sometimes you can deal with it, but yeah, if it's bringing you to tears like that and it's related to RVing, maybe it's time to do something else. Marsha Brockman, anxiety attack, can't breathe, pull out the camera and shoot video, because that's what you do. RV Davey, we got a comment from RV Davey. I need a new radiator. I just put it in. Next, my health me breaking down. I made a rear carriage for my Honda generator. Oh, all right. Well, that's our update from RV Davey. Thank you. RV keeping it rolling. Yeah, Dave, I sold my house and bought more upkeep. Always something. Maybe a van would be less work. You know, I don't think a van is less work. It's just a different kind of work. You know, I really think that, you know, you see people just swapping one set of problems for another set of problems. And I think Cheap RV Living Bob in all his bearded wisdom mentioned that. He says, if you think you can't run away from your problems in an RV, and you know, all you're going to do is just change the set of problems. They're different problems. They may be problems that you can better handle. There are some things living in an RV you can better handle. If you got noisy neighbors, yeah, you know, you just move somewhere else. Whereas in a house or an apartment, you're stuck for a while, you know. But there are other problems like getting water and heating and air conditioning that can be a lot more problematic living in an RV or a van. EB moves. Dave is going to make me famous for only a couple bucks. I don't know, man. That's right. Send me a card to my Athens, Georgia address. Address is in the link below. And I will send me a couple bucks in there with that, and I will promote you. I'll shout you out. B in Athens writes, I like Carolina Tony. He finds the most interesting, unusual places really fun. I always learn something new, and the videos aren't super long. Glad I shouted him out. He's a good channel. I do think he ought to make one change. Call himself Tony Carolina. I just think that's so much cooler. Hey, I'm Tony Carolina. I don't know. Tony Carolina. Remember Frank Sinatra and Tony Rome? Remember those old movies, Tony Rome? He was like a private eye down there in Miami. Tony Rome will get you if you don't watch out. And Frank Sinatra swaggering around. Well, I think that's what Carolina Tony ought to do. Tony Carolina will get you if you don't watch out. CBD oil, writes Trey Beantown, actually stands for Craig, Barb, and Dave oil. Hey, that's right. Our initials all stand for CBD. James Rockford's got a good advice for the lady that had the RVer there that had the anxiety attack. buy a personal location beacon. They have an SOS signal and a locator even where cell phone service is not available. Yeah, you hear about hikers doing that a lot, but I remember that Carolyn's RV Life said she had one of those when she was up in Alaska. That's not a bad idea. In an emergency, you know, you can always summon help, you know, even when you're out in the middle of nowhere. That's not a bad idea. James Rockford. Montana Nomad says that he likes Camper Van Kevin because he too has set aside funds to repair. It's part of your budget or your vehicles, whether they're old or new. Well, that's true with anywhere, whether you live in an apartment or a house or a condo or a townhouse or a RV or a van. You gotta have emergency money stashed away for stuff that you're not expecting, okay? That's just the way of doing it, all right? That's just how you gotta do it. I don't know. Anyway. All right, folks. Patreon's not always going to be there, right? You know, and the other thing is you don't see people that live in sticks and bricks houses saying, gee, my water heater died. I got to go on Patreon. Why is it only the Nomads doing that? Why don't you see people in the regular houses could do that? My garbage disposal conked out this morning. Hey, my Patreon people, send me a couple $100 for a new one. You don't see that, but if you're living in an RV, if you're mobile, if you're in a van, you feel like that's okay to do that. I don't know, that is a little weird, isn't it? All right, folks, that ought to do it for today. Thank you for watching this edition of Letters for the 22nd of August, 2019. Blog under.
And if it's constantly needing alcohol, like when you're saying, what? There's some claims in there.